Hey guys, and welcome back to the CTFC Perspective, and today's video is going to be a match review of Cheltenham Town's last grass winner at Exeter City to give us a 1-0 win, to give us those 3 points and to take us once again to retain our spot at top of the league. In this video, like always lately, you are going to see my live reaction. I'm going to go through the stats, but firstly I'm going to go through today's lineups. So as you shall see on screen right now, Cheltenham Town's lineup looks as so. So the away side lineup with a pretty similar lineup. Griffiths still in goal. The back three of Freestone, Tozer and Long. The midfield five of Hussey and Blair as the wide wing backs, with the three in midfield as Sercombe, Thomas and Azaz, with the two up front this time as Smith and Lloyd. The bench consisted of Indiana Vasilev, Alfie May, Andy Williams, Ellis Chapman, Grant Horton, Callum Wright and Scott Flinders. The two players to come off the bench were Alfie May in the 45th minute and Andy Williams in the 87th. Exeter City lined up with a pretty similar formation, with Anderson in goal, a back three of Hartridge, McCarty and Key, the midfield five of Sparks, Collins, Taylor and Caprice, with the Caprice and Sparks looking like wide fullbacks, with the three in the middle looking like Collins, Taylor and Jay, and two up front being Bowman and Randall. The bench consisted of Alex Fisher, Pierce Sweeney, Harry Lee, Lewis Page, Nigel Anton-Garner, Ben Seymour and Robbie Wilmot. And the players that come off the bench were Robbie Wilmot, Lewis Page, Ben Seymour and Alex Fisher. Apart from that though, there is nothing else to report, so let's get into the live reaction. 35 minutes in, I haven't updated you yet. That kind of really says it all really. There's been no key highlights in this game. It's kind of been ping ball, playing it one side, playing it to the other. Seems that Exeter are giving Cheltenham a lot of time on the ball though, which could be a good thing, because if we can string some passes together, it could come out alright. But other than that, like I said, nothing has really happened. The only real news I can update you with is that Cheltenham Town are no longer top of the league because Forest Green are momentarily top of the league. I say momentarily because hopefully Cheltenham can get a goal from somewhere and retain our spot at the top. Biggest chance of the game, it doesn't fall Cheltenham's way. Bowman was through one-on-one with the keeper. All he had to do was just slot it into the corner. Keeper, big save, out for a corner and absolutely wasted. It looks like they tried to go short and do a 1-2. Passing was completely off. And long story short, 20 seconds later, Cheltenham have a free kick. 3 minutes left of the half. I'm always hopeful that we can get a goal. It doesn't really look like it because both teams are really evening out. But yeah, you never really know in this league. Really good defending there from Cheltenham. Exeter just hitting us on the break, but luckily all the Cheltenham boys put some heart into that, all got into the front post to block the cross, and it went out for another corner. You can really tell they're visually angry at themselves and letting Exeter break on them all the time. But 1 minute left, they have Exeter have another corner. Looks like they're going to whip it in this time. His arm's up. Another poor corner. They keep trying to go for the front post or something near that, and we keep getting it away. Yeah, I don't want it to be a 0-0 because obviously the last time it was an absolute thriller. But we just got to hope that maybe at half-time or just before the break something changes. Last action of the half seems to be a corner once again, but this time in Cheltenham's favour. Come on, boys. Hussey's whipping it in. Oh, we haven't won the header. Sercombe tries to flick it on the edge of the box. He seems to get a bit too fancy with it. It's bouncing here, there and everywhere. Tozer. There's about 7 headers in a row. Tozer's still trying to accumulate something. He's still going. And the half is over. Good half for both sides. You know, obviously would be a lot better if we can get some goals, but defensively solid. Both teams have had chances. Looking good into the second half. Second half about to continue now. George Lloyd has been taken off for Alfie May because of what it looks to be a knock. So hopefully he's okay. But Alfie May is coming on, and we all know he can create some magic. We've seen against Man City. We've seen against a multitude of sides. Come on, boys. Countering now. Cheltenham with a long throw. It doesn't seem to be capitalised on. On the edge of the box. Tozer once again trying to whip it in. It's a poor ball. We're just crumbling in here now. And it looks like Exeter can get it away. 60 minutes played. We've still got half an hour to play. But we are currently sat in third position. Come on, boys. One goal changes that completely and puts us back up to top spot. Both teams are having their chances. Around 28 minutes to go, probably 30 with added time. We really need to break the deadlock. Another good chance falling to Matty Blair after Smith heads it down. But it's blocked and goes out for a corner. We're not making hardly anything from our corners as well because we're taking it short and no one seems to be able to capitalise from them. And we keep just having to go backwards and backwards. Alf may have a wonderful ball this time, however. Hussey whips the ball in, and Exeter, just whenever the ball gets into the box, they're just eating up and smashing it away. And for the last, I would say, 4 minutes of play, Cheltenham have just been whipping it in, booting it out, whipping it in, booting it out, and it's really starting to get boring, boys. So we just need to try something else, try and break the deadlock, because I think the first team that scores today will most likely win this game. I rarely ever compliment Freestone. It's very far, between all my compliments. But I have to give it him there. He actually played really well. He was pressed by 3 Exeter City players, and he's managed to wriggle through them, get out of play, and he lays it off to Connor Thomas, I believe it is. And all he wants to do is just get the ball clear, but he wants to keep the ball. And what does Connor Thomas do? He gives it straight back to Exeter to put him on pressure, and he manages to close his man down so he can shoot over the bar. But Jesus Christ, boys, we're looking less of a unit as it is, and if we want to go up, we need to play better than this. It seems like we've had our chances, but we look nowhere near the defensive side that we have in our run of games. So hopefully with 20 minutes left, like I said, we can turn it around, but something really big needs to change here. With 12 minutes to go, the best way I can describe this last period is we have been absolutely dominated. When we've had the ball, Exeter have wanted it more, they've pressed the ball, and they've won it back every single time. Now whenever they're making it into Cheltenham's box, they're pressuring us into making mistake after mistake. They could have easily got 2 goals just then. Tozer almost scoring an own goal, but having the composure to get it clear. But they're having corner after corner, cross after cross, and it looks like Cheltenham are looking quite shaky, even though they haven't conceded today. The chance of a Cheltenham goal is looking less and less possible, but we just gotta hope we can keep a clean sheet at least keep us into this title race. Oh, we're really getting lucky now, boys. Wilmot was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. You think he surely has to score that, and the keeper managed to get a good hand to it and keep the ball. But Jesus Christ, when you're letting the opposition have one-on-ones with your goalkeeper, you know it's not been a good day. Alfie May on the counter-attack. What a break! Oh, what a shot and what a save! Oh, even though he's not been in the game at all since he's come on, what a shot that was curling into the top corner, and so both keepers making good saves in that play. But how is this game still 0-0? 90 minutes have just been hit. Cheltenham had the long throw. Tozer throws it in. It's in! Yes! Oh my God, we've somehow won it. I don't know who it is. Who scored? Is that Sam Smith? Who scored? It was ping-pong everywhere. It's somehow gone over the line. I can't see. Is it? I believe it's Andy Williams. Yes, let's go Cheltenham. 90th minute winner. I think that puts us back top. Come on, boys. Yeah, I apologise for that very idiotic reaction. I forgot that Sam Smith came off in the 87th minute, so Williams was only on the pitch for 4 minutes and managed to bag himself a goal. 1 minute 42 into extra time now. Exeter have made some substitutions, try and make some last-ditch effort to get back into the game, but it looks like Cheltenham have been poor and we've stolen it. Alfie May pressuring them now. It's still unclear to how much time is added, but it looks like play is going to break any minute, and Cheltenham should be walking away here with a very lucky, I must add, set of 3 points. I mean, it's finally come out that there was supposedly 3 minutes added time in this game. We're getting close to the 5 at the moment. It looks like Exeter have one more long throw in them. We've got it away. Tozer. And yes, come on! 3 points, and that leaves us top of the league. Come on, boys, into the post-match reaction. Yes, so as you can see, I was very confused about how the ball went into the back of net and who scored it, as you can see by my live reaction there. But either way, it still counts, it's still a goal, and it still puts Cheltenham top of the league. Now let's get straight into the match facts. So as you can see, even though it was a very boring game, Cheltenham actually looked on top in this game. But from the actual eye, it looked like Exeter had many lengthy periods where they were all over us. Cheltenham Town just beat the game at 58% possession compared to Exeter City's 42. We had 8 shots on target compared to their 5, with 2 of ours coming on target compared to their 1. So they actually had better shot conversion rate, but either way it didn't go into the back in there, so that doesn't really matter. Corners, we had 8 to their 5, very similar to our shots, and we actually committed more fouls, which I rarely ever saw that many fouls in games, so I'm surprised that there was 9, but obviously 5 of them going Cheltenham Town's way. The only one that really stands out to me is the one where the Exeter City commentary team said about 50 million times, "Oh no, that's not a yellow, that's not a yellow," which, fair play, considering they were Exeter City commentators throughout that entire match. They weren't, to be honest, that biased. They cared more about the wins, a notebook, and a pass day at half-time. So, really caring about the football, but apart from that, let's move on. The highlights which I showed you were the only real chances in the game. Nothing else happened apart from a few spurts here and there, but it was either a good save from the goalkeeper or the player didn't really do anything with it. Like, there was a lot of corners in the game. Nothing really happened with them because they either went short or they were just absolutely woeful balls. But I think the next segment to move on to now should be the best player and worst player for each side. Starting off with the best player on the pitch for Cheltenham Town. A lot of people have to say, obviously, the goal scorer has to be your best player on the pitch. But no, he was only on for a small matter of around 5 to 6 minutes, so I can't give him that. And at the end of the day, it's just lucky dip if it actually goes in, which, by look at the scramble on the goal line, it luckily went in. So I'm going to have to go with the man that kept us in multiple times, saving, I believe, 3 one-on-ones and making a key save in the middle of the box. It has to be the Griffiths. He's getting a lot of praise for me on this channel. He was close to going to Freestone because he actually had a good game himself, and it could have gone to Tozer as well, obviously, because he is the man that got the assist with his beautiful long throws. But yeah, like I said, he saved us multiple times. When the defence were beaten, he was there to pick up the pieces and get it clear. So that is why I'm giving the best player on the pitch today for Cheltenham Town, once again, to the goalkeeper, Griffiths. The worst player has to go to another player which I very rarely criticise, but it's a man which I think I mentioned earlier on in the clips that he just wasn't looking himself today. I'd have to say Connor Thomas really just wasn't looking the same player today, as, like I said with the Freestone clip, he was just constantly giving the ball away. He wasn't really controlling the tempo like the other midfielders, and even though he does like to sit deep at times, when I was seeing the other midfielders involved with the action, involved with tackling, involved with the play, etc., he just wasn't really looking that part. Now, I'll admit I wasn't completely focusing on him, but from what I saw in the bits and pieces, it was quite poor compared to his standards. So for that reason, he has got to be the worst player on the pitch for Cheltenham Town today, in my opinion. The best player on the pitch for Exeter is quite a controversial one, like it always is in this section of the video, but I can give it to Bowman, because even though he didn't bag himself a goal or an assist today, which is majorly what an attacker is judged on, but he was getting himself into positions. He was one of the only men actually pressuring the Cheltenham defence into try and break through and get the goal. And even though he had a few chances one-on-one with the keeper, or chances where you should say gilt edge should score, I'd say he played very well. His positional play, his attacking, his actual tempo in the game as well, to be honest. Yeah, so in my opinion, he was the best Exeter player on the pitch in a bunch of players which, over the whole 22, I'd have to say was rather low quality today. And the worst, I'd have to say, is arguably Jake Caprice, because, well, Hussey was attacking him on our left-hand side. Obviously, he will be facing Hussey majorly in that game. It's like a hard contest, but he was getting past him. He was beating him in foot races. He was getting the ball into the box, and it seemed like we had a lot of chances down our left-hand side. And obviously, even though the goal didn't come from that side, he was losing a lot of his aerial and on-floor battles with him. And I think, if you're having a contest with a player in a very similar position to you, you always want to come out on top, and that's not what he did today. And even though the whole actual feel of the game wasn't as high as it should have been, I'd say he kind of stood out in not really doing anything special today at all. So there you go, Jake Caprice is the worst player on the pitch for Exeter City, in my opinion. And the final section of the video that we all know and love. Come on, Repo, throw up on the screen one more time. We are once again still top of the league. 34 matches played, 18 wins, 8 draws, and 8 losses. We don't talk about that. We have a positive 15 goal difference, sat on 62 points. It's not smooth sailing, however. We left it late in this game. Forest Green thought they had done it, overtaken us, but no. Still on 61 points is Cambridge United. 36 games played. We still have that 2-game advantage. 61 points. Also joint second place, but only third due to goal difference, is Forest Green with the same amount of games as us. Cambridge United with a positive 20 goal difference. Forest Green with 13 respectively. Fourth place and fifth place and sixth place all on the same amount of points. Newport, Tranmere and Bolton Wanderers really fighting off for possibly even top 3 if they can put some results together. Morecambe just behind them on 56, and it slowly starts to dip off with Exeter just missing out on their opportunity, now 3 points behind 7th place, and then Salford Crawley on 50 points as well. So yeah, it looks like we're very, very in a positive position, good position to get at least the playoff positions, as there is still a 6-point difference between 7th and 1st. But you know, we want to keep going, we want to keep this top spot. Cambridge, I'm not too worried about Aussie, as we do have those games in hand, so we can afford a slip up. But one thing we cannot do is let Forest Green Rovers overtake us, because we will not hear the end of it. But yeah, like I said, it's a good game for Cheltenham Town to win that one. Obviously, the 1-0 win over Exeter, putting us remaining at top of the table. And our next clash is against Barrow, who currently sit in 22nd position, and we're almost on double their points. That should be an easy 3 points. But, you know, nothing comes easy in this league. And let's just hope, fingers crossed, we can stay there at the end of the next game week. And that is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We really hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, if you wouldn't mind smashing that like button, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell so you know when a video goes live. If you have any questions or queries, just drop it down to the comment section. We love, as always, to interact with you guys. There are going to be 2 videos like this on screen very shortly, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.